Hello, my name is Caden, and today I'm gonna figure out why this car overheats. Yes, that's right, we actually have a pretty concerning issue now this time. So this car was actually doing quite a bit of road tripping recently, out of state, and whilst out of state the car started to overheat around the city, but would be fine on the highway. So that kind of already told me it was a fan issue, because it was doing it right when I was getting close to getting home too. And I mean, it was bad. It got so hot the coolant started bubbling. So upon further inspection, I did find out that it was a fan issue. Start her on up, make sure the air conditioning is on, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Something is definitely wrong here, as in that's not spinning very fast, if you can see, but that's pretty slow. It's hardly spinning, and I already took my multimeter to it, and it was putting out only 2.8 volts. So with only 2.8 volts going to it, it's not spinning fast enough. And my air conditioning hasn't been working well either. So we're gonna have to figure that out. So unfortunately, had to shut the car off. So that tells me we have a wiring issue somewhere. So with us only getting a couple volts to that wire, we have something that is not inputting correctly. So we are going to have to trace some wires and look at some diagrams. So we're looking at some diagrams here, and I am not the best with electrical, I'm not gonna lie. It is a little difficult to read these sometimes, but it appears, assuming this is correct, because this is a 1990 Olds 98, 1990 and earlier models. It's like they have a couple coolant fan relays for low and high speeds, and auxiliary. Now I'm guessing that is for some models with 2 cooling fans. I'm not certain on that, but it looks like we have some stuff to go off of. ECM outputs to relays, so we'll have to go ahead and find these relays here. And I got a bunch of extra ones from my Bonneville that I parted out a long time ago, so now I'll probably go through and test those. Now I'm gonna guess that these are more than likely under the firewall, or not under it, I should say, attached to the firewall. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this black plastic here. There's a 10mm down in there, and then there's this one here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that, and we'll expose this rail of relays here, and we're gonna see if we can get the wires to kind of match up, so we at least know which ones they are. So I may or may not have found the exact correct relay, but I did find something interesting. So let's see, because remember, we got light green and black, a dark green, a light green and black. Oh, that's compressor control. So dark green, light green, and black. And we've got some, let's see, blue and pink, light green and black. So, because like, here's the thing, I found almost all of those, and that was on this relay here, which might be an issue, but I found something worse. So, and no, it's not that. That has been like that for a long time and has been fine. But this is something of concern to me now. That is broken completely, and it looks like it got hot. Now why did it get hot is the real question, but yikes, I'm gonna have to do something about that. I have a way I could probably fix that to get it working again. I don't know exactly what this is for though, but it could be related, so I'm gonna fix it immediately. Alright, so here has what has happened since the cutoff. So I've done a bit of testing and such, and so our relay is not that issue. I never actually had to swap that out. So what I did was I took this piece of shit off, and I attempted to, so I unplugged this, because this is like a resistor of some sort, jumped it directly to the fan motor, which inside of there already doesn't look too healthy, and I burned my fingertips jumping power to it, which tells me that this is shorted, because it hurt really bad. And another thing I noticed is when I set up this little my new fusible link here. It's just literally it's a 25 amp hooked you know, from one end to the other, cut down to some good wire. I'll fix it properly, of course, but so that way, so it is for that. It proves that it is for this fan. So what I've done now is I have it in diagnostic mode, which, if you didn't know, diagnostic mode is just jumping these two pins, A and B here, the paper clip, and turning the ignition on, and it'll read off any codes as well, kind of like a Morse code pattern. So that's but from what I remember with owning my Bonneville for so long, is that whenever it was in diagnostic mode, it always turned my cooling fan on. And so this fan is from that Bonneville, and I've swapped it in. It took all of like 2 minutes to actually do, and so far it's working really well. And these wires aren't getting very hot, at least last time I checked. You know, they're a little warm, but not like before. So I had this set up before with the old fan, and I ran the car for maybe 2 minutes, and these things got hot to the touch, which tells me that's how that fusible link burned up. So issue is the cooling fan motor. Yeah, I could have just swapped out that motor, but I already had this assembly sitting in the shed, so we've got it fixed. So, oh, what a nightmare. But anyway, I hope this maybe helps y'all in some way. It's pretty dang easy to swap this out. There's a 10mm in each corner, and then unplug it, move the radiator hose out the way. You don't even gotta unhook it, just move it. And yeah, it was that easy. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry this was kind of not the best edited and kind of choppy, but it was a learning process for me too. But thank you for watching. Catch you in the next video.